Hi, my name is Tony O'Toole, and I've been at Lakeside since the church started about 8 years ago. My story kind of starts out with my parents in that they were both raised in religious homes, yet when I was young, my dad had decided he was kind of done with God, done with the church, and wasn't going anymore. My mom was kind of searching. New pastor in town, was just going door to door calling, and visited with my parents, with my mom first, and then came back and visited with my dad, and spent a good deal of time that night. And after he left, my parents trusted Christ as their Savior. I started learning things, all these different Bible stories, and one thing that really sticks out in my mind now is started learning about heaven and hell. I knew my parents were convinced that they were going to heaven, and when I died, I wanted to go to heaven with my parents. And so one afternoon, I sat down with my mom, and she shared the gospel with me. I prayed at that time with my mom. Whether I was saved at that point, I don't know. I don't think I really actually understood. But as I got older, I had started to grasp and understand much better what the gospel was and what it meant to trust Christ as my Savior. I really started to develop a sense of pride in who I was and what I could do for the Lord. I felt that God had big plans for me because I was really gifted and I could do lots of great things for Him. It developed in me a very judgmental attitude, in that when I saw other Christians, we would do stuff with other youth groups at these churches and at various times, and I would look at these kids and I would judge them, and that they were worldly, and that I was so much better than them. The sin that I dealt with was very different, I think, than what a lot of other people who haven't trusted Christ as a young person or aren't in a Christian home would deal with. And I didn't recognize my sin at that point. A lot of the things that I did were good, but for the wrong reasons. It was just because it was expected, not because I wanted to serve God, but just that's what my parents expected. That's what all the youth group kids did. That's just what we did. Even at that point, I didn't really have a true understanding of what the gospel was. As a young person, when I trusted Christ, I looked at it as just God saving me from hell, and I was going to go to heaven, and I was saved, and that was it. As I grew older, I've really come to understand now that the gospel is so much more than that, and that it's something that affects every part of our lives, and it's just been a tremendous blessing coming to that realization that the good news of Christ is so much more than just what will happen when I die.